stop when the mics turn off. You can check out the KFAN YouTube channel for exclusive videos, in-depth takes, initials and password games, behind-the-scenes content, and much more. Search KFAN on YouTube and hit subscribe today.
Tanner here from Southwest North Dakota. I just want to go on record as saying that I trust KOC and his coaching staff to put the right player out on the field, whether that's J.J. McCarthy or Kyler Murray. It don't bother me any. I just want to see the Vikings win. Thanks.
Thank you. And I'm still there. I'm actually with you, Tanner, in Southwest North Dakota, that I trust Kevin O'Connell. Now joining me in studio, Northern Fire Grilling and Barbecue Supplies, Aaron Bordage. And Aaron, you are a 15-year? How long have you been a Vikings season ticket holder?
Yeah, about 15 years. TCF and Metrodome and been a minute.
And now the Palace.
Yeah. Definitely improved. Do
you trust when this thing all boils down? And whether it's week 1 of training camp, week 2, or we're just, okay, it's entering practice week for the Green Bay Packers. It's a border battle week 1. You're going to be there.
Well, I'm going to take the opposite spin of what you guys just did, because although I like our coach and I think he's a great coach, but I think some of the problems kind of point to, can he change his game plan based on the quarterback? I don't think we've seen a lot of evidence where the coach, we had multiple different quarterbacks, and it seems that he just kind of grinds out with the game plan. But that's
so you're saying, opinion. You're saying you don't feel that the coach is met in the middle. It's more of an you go 90, I'll go 10 type of.
Yeah, it feels that way to me, but.
I mean, I think there have been minor evolutions. I mean, the way that Kirk Cousins operates versus the way that a Sam Darnold operated. Sure. There certainly would be some nuance and some quirks there.
Right.
To your point, both of them exceptional under center, both of them exceptional in play action.
Yep.
Certainly a lot of principles aligned. And now, we found a guy that I don't think he's operated more than 20% under center in his entire career.
Which is it going to be?
Will there be an adaptation?
Yep.
And even with that said, JJ and Kyler Murray, not that JJ can't run, but can we learn to protect ourselves? Yeah.
Can he get back up?
Can he get back up? That's a question. Not that he can't run, but when you think about Kyler Murray, running is part of that conversation, a lot more, might you say, prominent.
Yeah.
With Kyler than with But I brought you in to ask some of the hard-hitting topics on a Talker Tuesday. I mean, I got all sorts of things in the air right now and many more talkbacks to run through on the free iHeartRadio app. You're going to give somebody, I'm going to choose them, and then I'll give you the information, and in the end, you'll give them a gift card. So,
hey, since I'm here, let's do something different today.
What's that?
Well, we usually do a $25 gift card on Tuesday.
Okay.
Since I'm sitting around, I got on air, which is weird.
Yeah.
Let's do a $100 gift card. So it's a
$100 gift card today.
The ante today a little bit and get somebody a Wagyu tomahawk or something out of this deal.
Oh, how good would a tomahawk be?
Should have brought one in.
How about you with the hobo? You were cooking it was kind of I jokingly called it like a hobo lunch. You had it looked like you were using a charcoal chimney.
Yep.
And then a grill grate over the top of it.
Yep.
And you were cooking an unbelievable Zabuton Wagyu steak in the parking lot.
Yeah, on Saturday. Yeah, it was kind of a weird minute where I actually had it on the Yoder and then realized I didn't have anything to sear it on. I'm like, what are my options here? So charcoal chimney it was. Worked out great.
We do what we can.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. On a Talker Tuesday, at the end of the show, I'm going to select somebody, and they're going to win a $100 gift card, which would get you some terrific stuff at Northern Fire, NorthernFireBBQ.com. I threw this out there. Who's the Tom Brady of barbecue? Because there's a lot, and there's a lot of ways that I could go with this, Aaron. But when I think about barbecue shows, and I can't remember, somebody hit me with the name of a show. It might be just like Pitmasters or something that came out.
Yeah, there's a few different versions of like Pitmasters.
Who's doing, is that Zimmern?
The Bobby Flay thing. Bobby Flay is not the Tom Brady of barbecue, by the way.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we just get that right out of the way.
Right.
We can check Bobby off the list. I think Zimmern's doing some Pitmasters show.
Yeah, he is now.
A bunch of high-enders, right? And we've talked for years about how, everybody that goes down to these big spot competitions, the worst cook in the spot's probably making a terrific meal.
Oh, for sure.
But there has to be the winner. There has to be somebody who has won more than everybody else, that when everyone's enjoying a couple of beverages after a competition and they see the guy with the trophies, somebody's wearing the championship belt and he's probably got 10 more in the trailer. Who's the Tom Brady of barbecue?
So when you look at the KCBS, there's a bunch of different sanctioning bodies now, but Kansas City Barbecue Society is the sanctioning body for competition barbecue globally. But that's kind of the world we live in up here. And there's a few guys that have been doing it for years. That the impressive thing is the one thing I keep going back to. It's kind of funny, you were talking about baseball earlier, and I keep talking batting average with these barbecue teams, because there are guys that just can, wake up and do their thing, and every day they're going to have a chance to win. So the guy that I think cooks the most is Brad Leininger, getting basted out of Missouri. He's got like 480 contests in, and if you look at his batting average, it's like a 306, which, so if you think of it like a Hall of Fame perspective for baseball, but imagine being a 300 hitter for 20 years. So 480 contests. He wins, or he's first or second, 1 out of 3 contests.
What?
Yeah. So that's just kind of crazy. And then the next guy down the ladder there is what people call the GOAT. Ironically enough, he's the GOAT of barbecue, I think, on Instagram, actually.
Okay.
Darren Worth out of Des Moines, Iowa. He's got 400 and some contests. He's, again, been doing it since 2015. And he's got like a 300 average too. So, those two guys are probably, and getting basted. Brad's won the, national team of the year, I think 3 times now. He was back to back one time. So there's a team of the year points chase, that happens every year. And, it's always the guys that can get out there and do 40 plus contests, which is really tough, but yeah, they're impressive.
The Tony Gwynn of barbecue. The Ted Williams of barbecue.
Yep.
They do exist.
Yep.
Is there a Mendoza line for those that play a lot? They do a lot of competitions but don't win a lot?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of those. Yeah.
Have you ever done your own average?
I don't want to look at that. No, I know all too well. It's... Man, I'm somewhere in like a T-ball.
Well, no, but see, that's the thing, though, is we all are. And I got a text message, 64686. A lot there depends on if you're a Tom Brady fan, though. So, when you all these TV shows that are out there, so you mentioned Flay, but and I mentioned Zimmern, and Zimmern is a very well-known name just in the restaurant, the cooking world, and a big personality at that. And he's actually, I love when he joins Barrero during the State Fair in Carousel Park. But there's guys like me that, I think I like the food that I cook in my driveway.
Yep.
But I see all the influencers, and I see the TV shows, and I see these things.
Yeah.
It's like, I could never do that. I've never made anything that looks like that. But I, just like everyone else, it's anecdotal, but I get the neighborhood together and, hey, take a little nibble of this brisket here. And people's eyes, I win. I'm undefeated in my driveway.
Your batting average is going to be pretty high in the driveway.
So there's got to be something there. There's got to be, it's either just pure magic or the art of airbrushing, the art of massaging the process. It's like a cooking show where, hey, I'm going to show you how to prepare it, and boom, let me pull the from the oven below me here and off screen. Here's the finished product. And I just wonder, are they really that good, or maybe mine in my driveway isn't just so bad?
Yeah, Joe Pierce from Slaps Barbecue is on one of those shows. I think he came in second, but yeah, it was wild hearing the way those shows are actually, created and prepared and what actually happens on set. And, most of those guys are either restaurateurs. There's definitely competition cooks, and Joe's both. But, yeah, it isn't. There's a fair amount of TV magic behind the scenes that drives the cooks crazy. But, well,
it's probably just because it's disorganized. And when your entire mode is hitting time and hitting temp, and then, all right, I made this. This is a freaking masterpiece. I can't wait for you guys to get a taste. And it's like, it's sitting there for an hour,
waiting for somebody to show up to judge it. That is the problem with doing television style stuff, I guess.
To the text line here. Good morning. I'm sorry, but my personal opinion. Why do you have to apologize for your opinion? 64686. There is no competition, Aaron. Kyler Murray will start. Carson Wentz will be his backup. JJ will be number 3. This organization is not going to go backwards and lose football games. It's that simple. It's just, I guess I should have read this before. It's just KO does not say anything, so everyone just assumes that there is a competition. Okay, all right. We'll work on that.
It's settled.
So, just so you guys know, via the Bradshaw and Bryan text line, we have the answer. Kyler 1, Carson 2, JJ the number 3. Not sure how the 10th overall pick's going to deal with that. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it does. But we got the answer. Kyler's starting. You'd be okay with that.
Carson number 2. That would surprise me.
It would surprise me as well.
I think the kid's got something. They're going to give him a chance.
I don't know. No, I can't read that Maury Amsterdam guy. Brilliant, but I can't read that. Quick barbecue question. What's the best thing to inject in a pork butt?
We use so there's a bunch of stuff, on our shelves.
Have you ever used
injections?
Like a rib candy? No, that's more of a rib wrap.
No, you wouldn't do that. But we do add maple syrup to a pork injection. So it kind of depends if you want to add phosphates to help tenderize, or if you're just looking for flavor. But Butcher Barbecue probably has the best pork injection in my mind. Big Pop Smokers has got a good one too. Band Meat's got a good one. There's a lot of good stuff out there, but I wouldn't just randomly grab something out of your fridge and start sticking it in your pork butt. But you do you.
Hey, Brett, can you hit us with a talkback from 9:29, please?
Yes, sir.
On-air production.
9:29.
Right. That's how these things work.
What up, Nordo Double B?
What up?
Charles, Capital City. Hey, is LeBron here yet? Man, we're inching closer and closer to the LeBron terrorism coming to the Twin Cities. Olivia Miles balling. She cold. LaMelo Ant. Mating, roommating up, shacking up, bunk bedding, step brothers. Let's go. Meanwhile, the Wild. Yawn.
Hey, play the talkback from 10:01.
10:01. Here it is.
Do you have to let it linger? Talking about the quarterback situation in Minnesota, guys. Let's just get Kyler Murray out there. It's inevitable. He's got a new offense to learn, going to be under center a lot more play action, build a rapport with the best wide receiver core in the division. The Packers' top wide receiver might not even be our 3 or 4 if you can even stay healthy. And with the Wild and the Timberwolves, most exciting GMs, Guerin, Conley, can't wait to see what they do next. Woo!
Guerin's got to win that one.
You think so?
I think so.
Just get Kyler Murray out there. It is inevitable, as he says. Inevitable. Yeah. The what do you think's a greater chance, Aaron? Me winning KCBS or LeBron joining the Minnesota Timberwolves?
Whew. I think
it's
you winning
LeBron
KCBS.
No way.
I don't know.
I I have no shot. I have no shot.
You think this guy wants to move with all of his money and live in cold country up here for the winter?
What, do you think he has to sell his house or something?
Well, no, but I don't know.
He just has to relocate everything?
Florida looks a little bit better in December.
He can have a cool, maybe we find somebody. It's like the college. They're boosters and NIL and, getting some sneaky cash here and there and everywhere. I'm sure somebody would allow LeBron to stay at their Lake Minnetonka home. And so beautiful, picturesque mornings, seeing the frost-covered lake and
ice fishers,
the deer tracks. Yeah, there's a few ice castles and some pea stains. But other than that, it's picturesque. And he doesn't have to go outside very much. He can drive from heated garage into heated parking area in the bowels of Target Center. And he's going to be on the road a bunch. And he may have the best. You want to go back to South Beach. You already took your talents there once, and you accomplished a goal. And that's terrific. But that's a whole different thing down there nowadays. And then Cleveland, I think our squad's better than Cleveland.
Yeah.
And so from a basketball standpoint, maybe there's the allure. He's made all the money, and he just wants
That's what's going to be interesting is what does he want to do here? Is this a legacy building thing, or is he just looking to play out his last couple of years and fade off into the sunset?
And I don't have that. If we had the answer, we could.
Where's our guy?
We could add finality to this talk.
Our answer guy.
Yeah, 512 area code guy. Tell me what you think the situation is there. Now, Aaron Bordage, Northern Fire Grilling and Barbecue Supply, he's going to be offering up a $100 gift card this morning to a Talkbacker as part of a Talker Tuesday. Northern Fire is supporting the fan and supporting Tuesday mornings here 9 to noon. Barbecue podcast. Now, in the conversations that we've had, the barbecue competition circuit, there are many barbecue podcasts out there. We did Hops and Hogs for a short amount of time. And you know what? I'm sorry. I just want to apologize to you. I became yet another casualty of, hey, here's this cool podcast idea, and then just not keep up the frequency of it.
Well,
and that's my fault.
Maybe Hannah was involved in there.
There was some personal things.
Not to blame Hannah, but
I'm openly blaming the child. Yes, actually, now I was going to apologize. It's my baby's fault. And
fair enough.
Yeah, just turned 2 and she's cute and all that. But the barbecue podcast circuit as it is. But in terms of just kind of understanding the competition circuit and the voices within that community, it sounds like that's something that's kind of being efforted from a local standpoint. Because Minnesota, not just necessarily on the fringe anymore here.
We're way ahead of it, but yeah, we're working on trying to put something together to hopefully at not just a local level, but get into a national conversation about KCBS, because that's what we know best. But
and can you tell me what the KCBS acronym stands for, please?
Kansas City Barbecue Society.
And that would be nationally, where that's where it all happens.
Yeah, you can go to a KCBS contest in Australia, UK, Netherlands, all over the place.
All right, what do you think about this, Brett? If you can play the latest talkback at 10:20, the latest talkback. You're a season ticket holder. Maybe you'll like this.
Why don't we just have a 2-quarterback system? J.J. McCarthy under center, Kyler Murray as the fullback or running back. And then anytime J.J.'s not comfortable with throw, pitch it back to Kyler Murray, deep onto J.J. All day, every day. Skol, baby.
Who was that? New Orleans used to do a little bit of that, right? Who was that? God, I can't think of that trick. The tight end that would wander in.
Taysom Hill?
Yeah.
Man, Taysom Hill got us. You were probably just, anytime it was prime time, you knew it was going to be play action to Breeze.
Yep.
Taysom Hill on some deep post, and it was one-on-one with the safety, and he would make some unbelievable freaking grab.
Yeah.
Oh, Taysom Hill. Oh,
that's the last time. I can't think of it. Can we think of somebody else that had a 2-quarterback kind of an A and B scenario? I can't think of that.
Well, you know what they say. If you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none.
Above average at that.
To the talkback machine, can you hit us with the 1022, Brett?
What up, Nardo? Blake Moore. And good morning. Speaking of probabilities, what is more likely? LeBron coming to Minnesota or me finally cleaning my gutters? That is a tough one.
You can hire local professionals for that, right?
Well,
not get hurt.
I hope this just devolves into 100 talkbacks of what's more likely, LeBron coming to Minnesota or me accomplishing either maybe just a home maintenance task or something even more preposterous. Can you get the next one, Brett?
Should we call Molly and get an opinion on it?
I don't think we should do that.
Good morning, Nordo, Double B, Aaron, Ryan, and Duluth here. What about Myron Mixon for the Go to Barbecue? Multiple-time grand champion, best-selling author, TV host. Got to have a spot in the top 10 at least, right?
What do you say? 12-time grand champion? Is that what he's?
I think you just said multiple.
Yeah,
So
Myron used to be. I think he basically called himself the winningest man in barbecue, and that was true for a while, but that ended quite a while ago. Myron.
What do you mean? He referred to himself as the? Okay.
Well, and fair enough. I think Darren Worth might have branded himself the GOAT too, but in fact, years ago,
prove him wrong, right?
Somewhere out there on social media, Darren won, his 70th contest or something and said, "Hey, Myron, I think we need to talk."
Oh, that's 70 contests?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's just preposterous.
It is insane.
But but again, even a Myron Mixon, the way that you talk about him, the way we would talk about eras in sports, right? So, who's your Mount Rushmore of barbecue people? And we'll talk Mount Rushmores in various sports. And, you've seen a national TV fodder, LeBron or MJ. Not so much these days, really.
Yeah.
But, comparing different eras can be really difficult.
For sure. And Myron in his day was definitely there. But yeah, getting based at 85 grand championships, Smokey D's 79.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
the Tiger Woods of barbecue. Is exactly what we're getting to.
Yep.
But to that end, when we talk about eras in barbecue, that's more about like flavor changing, right? That's more about profile changing. That's more about trends.
That's not eras. That's like every week, every different state. That makes me crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how people don't go insane with that.
Yeah, but somehow these guys, like we were just talking about, they can go. So these guys jump on airplanes and borrow equipment. We ran into Brad at a contest, and he pulls up in a rental car. 4 drums magically show up, and he just kicks everybody's butt again. They do it all over the country.
Hey, Brett, hit us with the most recent talkback, please.
Alrighty. I mean, you asked for this. What's more likely, LeBron James coming to Minnesota or me not throwing my back out while pooping? Let me know.
Boy, is that a problem?
Okay.
I don't think I've ever heard of somebody throwing their back out while pooping.
It is a Talker Tuesday, and potpourri style. We're open to most talkers on this particular Tuesday with a $100 Northern Fire Grilling and Barbecue Supply.
Is it the wiping that's the problem?
Potpourri. I don't think you brought that up.
I don't think it requires any more investigation, or I don't know if we need to further investigate that at all. As a matter of fact, but all jokes aside, keep the talkbacks coming on a Tuesday. So podcast potentially in the works.
Yep.
We don't know who the Tom Brady of barbecue is per se, although we got a couple options. And the Mount Rushmore of barbecue, it's whatever your flavor is, which changes on the daily. And barbecue TV shows are mostly fraudulent. And the really hard work that goes on behind the scenes
entertaining.
Is generally left on the table to dry out for an hour until a judge may or may not make their way over to take a nibble.
Yeah. The cool thing now is they've got all the live fire stuff involved, so that you're getting a little bit away from offset smokers and into, Santa Maria style pits. That's fun.
The Santa Maria style with the, can you better describe it for me before I let you go here? The turn wheel.
Yeah, you got a big wheel that adjusts. So rather than moving your fire up and down, you're moving your food up and down to transition heat to move your meat onto or off of high heat. So you just crank the wheel and elevate the food. They're awesome.
A couple of barbecue related talkbacks before I let you go, and I appreciate it as an optimistic yet and loyal Viking season ticket holder. You also come in to talk to us about barbecue once in a while.
Yeah.
Brett, can you hit the The two talkbacks at 10:27, please.
Nordo, can you ask your guest why tri-tip isn't more popular in the Midwest? It seems like it isn't, but it seems like a West Coast thing. Why is tri-tip not in the Midwest?
Why is that?
Well, actually, I think for a long time it was really hard to find around here. We sell a lot of tri-tip.
You do?
Yeah, and it's getting more and more popular. Yeah, we've got the Feller's Ranch tri-tip, which is just unbeatable.
Is there any aspect to it, and just maybe I'm even talking to myself a little bit, kind of the idea of, I know what a brisket does. I know what a pork butt does. I think a lot of people, though, especially in it's, just whether it's the cost of high quality meat, and it's kind of the idea, like diving into the tri-tip, and it's almost intimidating yet being smaller. You think about the two different cutways, the
bidirectional.
Bidirectional. That's the word. I would put picanha in a similar sense. Like, it sounds cool. It's delicious. If you do the effort of actually slicing it up and doing, was that churrasco style? I forget. I just say it like I just call it like the Fogo way. But you know what I mean? Where it's just this little guy.
Yeah.
But it can be kind of intimidating to try something new.
We're still Minnesotans, so we're starting to figure out some of this West Coast stuff, and tri-tip is definitely something that's more common. Oh yeah. It's great.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Yep.
How about that other one, Brett?
Hey guys, I was just wondering if you've ever used Alaskan alderwood. It's pretty hard to find around here, but man, is that stuff good when it comes to smoking meats. Have you used it before?
So alder is a really mild wood. It's commonly used for smoking fish, and fish takes smoke really readily, so you got to be kind of careful. You don't want to hit it with like post oak.
Will you put that on wood in the pellet grill? If you're smoking fish,
they make some alder pellets. We don't have them. I don't have any alder.
I just mean like the planks.
It's really cedar planks.
Cedar planks.
Yeah,
okay.
I've never seen an alder plank, but they might be out there. Yeah, alder. I wouldn't smoke a brisket with alder, but sure, fish, 100%.
How about if you can, Brett? Let's do one more. It's the middle one at 10:28. Brother Knight.
Hey, Nordo. Brother Knight, Wags here in EP.
What up, Wags?
The guy that really got it started for me about 25 years ago was Steve Reichlin. Did a series on PBS called he also wrote a book by the name of the BBQ Bible. Still refer to it today. I don't know if he ever won a competition, but really got things started up about 25 years ago. All right.
What up, Wags?
Yeah, he was definitely Stephen Reichlin's the OG, and who's the other guy? I can't think of it. There's another guy that's, those guys, I mean, think about it, way before internet, way before social media, and they're literally writing tomes, about barbecue. So definitely a good call. Yeah,
no, but that's
Reichlin, and I don't think he ever did compete, but who cares?
I think in the end, it's a W where, as media has expanded, the ability, whether it's small business owners or those that do barbecue, because, all jokes about airbrushing and stuff aside, the ideas at our fingertips right now via social
it's unbelievable.
is like nothing. Clearly, I mean, I'm just speaking the obvious, but that's been a beautiful thing for it. And,
it's been great for my business.
If I can't just walk in and ask you and Johnny a stupid question, I can hop on Instagram and there's 1,000 different people that have 8 videos on exactly what I'm trying to do. Now I'm in the mood for a tri-tip. You got any tri-tip?
We'll have some tomorrow.
All right. Well, we'll see.
Somebody screwed up and it was me. John was on vacation, but
we'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Thank you so much, man. Good to see you.
No, thanks for having me in. Always fun.
That's Aaron Bordage, and he upped the ante on a Talker Tuesday brought to you by Northern Fire Grilling and Barbecue Supply. A $100 gift card to a talkbacker will be given away later in the show. We're going to pause now. More talkbacks around the corner. Pete Bursich joining me at 11. It's 9 to noon.
The Fan and BigDeck.com. I'm going to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with the National Cash Contest. Head to KFAN.com. The keyword is preset. The keyword preset. KFAN.com. Keyword preset.
You're listening to Eric Nordquist in for Paul Allen on The Fan.
From the 1-800 Ask Gary traffic.
Bikes Bites.
Bikes Bites.
Vikes Bites 9 to noon is proudly presented by Kinmount Exteriors, kinmountexteriors.com. And it is windows, siding, roofing, and decks, so much more. Kinmount Exteriors. I was actually at their showroom in Lakeville yesterday, and I got to meet Paul, Craig, and Clay. And you can mix and match those names, Craig, Clay, and Paul. However you want to put it, Clay, Paul, and Craig. However you want to do it. But I got to meet the three guys running the shop. And the cool thing about those names is they're easy to remember because you're going to work with one of the head honchos throughout the entire process. And their showroom's super cool. Like, they can put your house on a 3D model, and you can actually get a really good visual of what things are going to look like when it's all done versus just sweating some little sample tile. And the cradle to grave in terms of a project approach that they have, hands-on, just terrific people. So glad to be able to represent them. Glad that they're part of Vikes Bites here, a Minnesota company, Kinmount Exteriors. Where are we headed to first? You got any rap sheet audio for us here, Brett? As we jump into VB.
Vikes Bites. Yes, we do.
You look like you strained yourself as you did that.
I tried to really live up to the bit. Yes, rap sheet did discuss quickly the Vikings quarterback situation.
For the Minnesota Vikings, no doubt one of the biggest storylines of all of training camp. They have their quarterback battle as well. Is it Kyler Murray? Is it J.J. McCarthy? That is going to be going on throughout camp, through the preseason games, right up to the start of the season. Obviously has wide-ranging ramifications for the organization. But who ends up being their starter will go a long way in determining just how these Minnesota Vikings end up doing.
I mean, it's true. I mean, it's not all that ground. The quarterback will decide. The fan has learned how the Vikings do this season. That's pretty straightforward. I am of the opinion, and I've told you before, I think the quarterback situation is going to feed us until training camp comes, and it's going to feed us through preseason, and we're going to figure it out sometime before week 1. But it's already over.
So again, it's already over?
It's already over.
It's Kyler?
It's been over the second he signed.
It is an unintentionally rigged game, you think?
I think it is. I think the game is
You think
a
it's
facade.
over?
I just think we don't want to hurt. We don't want to admit.
All right.
I'm not even saying that negatively. You don't go out and sign a new quarterback.
You crossed your arms. You crossed your arms. There was just...
I'm not trying to be a heel here.
There's a little bit, there's some glass between us, but there was just, I could just, this wafting Packer fan arrogance. No. It's not arrogance?
No, it's nothing to do with my team.
You kind of puffed your chest out a little bit.
No, I just think you don't go out and sign a new quarterback if you still believe that JJ could possibly be the guy. Now, whether Carson is number 2 or not, that's a different story, because a lot of texters have been saying that.
Yeah.
I think you don't sign him unless you're planning on starting him. God forbid he looks terrible in training camp, and I don't think he will. I think the Vikings are just putting off the inevitable with this quarterback controversy.
Yeah, I think again, I think the odds are stacked very much against McCarthy.
Yep.
I think it is a detriment potentially in terms of precious reps in team periods during camp and preseason games in terms of still splitting it. And so for me, my preference would be that this thing is figured out sooner than later. And this might be, speaking of making mountains out of molehills, and this is not a shot at Rappaport by any stretch, but in terms of these off-season conversations and in lieu of training camp practices taking place and things, if you truly listen to what he said, it could be finished the first week or the last week. There was very much, I mean, the crux and the story or the moral of what he said is simply that this is really, really freaking important and that the team's going to do whatever they can to make sure that the best guy ultimately is under center week 1. So, but again, what are the reasons that it lingers? Is Kyler or potentially both not getting the master plan? Kyler doesn't differentiate himself enough, and KO not ready to fully trust McCarthy. Does McCarthy himself make this linger because he legitimately takes a massive step? Are both just okay? Who is adapting to who? And I'm glad Aaron mentioned that, and I look at it a little bit differently than he does. I think that whoever comes in here you do have to buy into the scheme there. But to Aaron's point, there is an onus on the coach as well to make sure that he's putting this QB in the spot to best maximize his skills. Kyler Murray isn't here to be vastly different than what he has been his entire career. In the same vein that Sam Darnold didn't come here and operate vastly differently than he had earlier in his career, but everything around him was so much different and such a step up that he flourished and had success. Is it okay that it lingers? I don't think it is. What are the downsides? Reps, as we've talked about, continuity, rhythm into the season. But then there's also a part of this too, outside looking in. Just because we don't necessarily know, that we don't have the answer, doesn't mean that those on the inside maybe don't have an answer and just choose not to tell us at our particular preferred time. So I suppose patience is required, maybe on my part. So my first instinct, sooner the better, but interesting audio there from Ian Rappaport of NFL Network. That's Vikes Bites. It's a Vikes Bite, but continuing on a Talker Tuesday, your thoughts, free iHeartRadio app. Keep those talkbacks coming. We're going to do news around the corner, Pete Bursich, and then it's talkbacks the rest of the way as part of a Northern Fire Talker Tuesday. But Vikes Bites presented by Kinmount Exteriors, kinmountexteriors.com. Massive. They want the answer to this. Chatting with Paul and Craig and Clay yesterday. These guys at Kinmount, they want the answer to this quarterback situation as soon as possible. And, get the chance to meet them. Maybe you don't talk about Vikings. I mean, just talk about the great work they're going to do for your house. But certainly prideful Vikings fans they are at Kinmount. That's why they sponsor Vikes Bites. News is next.
You're listening to Nordo in for PA on The Fan.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Welcome back. News to Nord, 9 to noon, brought to you by The Casino at Canterbury Park, CanterburyPark.com. Poker, blackjack, and table games all year round. And live racing, CanterburyPark.com. How about this? LeBron, which is more likely to happen? LeBron coming to Minnesota or PA finally running that shirtless 40? That shirtless 40. By the way, I think that shirtless 40 was agreed to in 2014. It was an NBA playoff series where I think I said the Spurs were done and that the Thunder were going to win that series. Pretty sure James Harden and Russell Westbrook were on that team. He still hasn't run it. He welched on the bet. That's it. I don't even know what is. I think he should run it. I'm going to bring that. He comes back tomorrow. It's going to be a Gopher heavy broadcast. I don't know if it's going to come up. I want him to run the shirtless 40. News to Nord, what do we got?
Number 1.
Let's start with your Minnesota Twins. They fall in the first game in Cleveland, 13-4. Joe Ryan, not a great day. In fact, a historically bad day in baseball terms. What was it? 6 home runs given up. The 12th pitcher to do that in history in a start. Which reminded me, I remembered a story. Don't ask me how. I thought it was an old Bobby Cox story, because maybe this could have happened. It turns out I looked it up. It wasn't. It's an old Cubs manager. Somehow, some way, I know this story. And I think maybe this mound visit, if you'll indulge me, Nordo, it's like a minute. Maybe this should have happened to Joe Ryan.
It's got to be a Rick Sutcliffe story.
This story comes from, I'll fill
We're
it
in
in.
Cincinnati, and when a Red hits a home run, they shoot fireworks while he's running around the bases. Boom, 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 boom. Well, Sutcliffe shakes me off one day and gives up a freaking solo, and the runner's running the bases, the fireworks are booming. So the next guy comes up, and we get in the middle of the count. Suck gives up another one, back to back. Fireworks are going off, boom, 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 boom. So I go out to the mound, and he's screaming at me before I even get to the dirt. Get back behind the plate. I know I made a mistake. Yada, yada. Why are you coming out here? Go back. We get in the middle of the count, and he gives up another one, back to back to back solos. So now Billy Connors, the pitching coach, is coming out, and the same thing. Sutch starts screaming at him when he's coming across the third baseline. And he's yelling at him in Big Sutcliffe. And, why are you coming out here, Billy? Damn it, I know I made a mistake. Why are you coming out here? Why are you coming out here, Billy? Billy Connors looked at him and said, I'm just giving that fireworks guy time to reload. And he turned around and walked back to the...
Maybe someone should have came out and just gave the poor Cleveland fireworks guy a chance to reload. That was a former Cub Jody Davis on a Cubs podcast. Hey, plenty of fireworks went off in Cleveland. So, yeah, there's your...
6 home runs.
Yeah, not good.
And as stated, here's the deal. 22 in the modern era of baseball since 1901. 22 perfect games. I think it's a total of 24. I don't know why I'm creating 1901 as some sort of mark as if it was different prior to.
The
I don't
dead
know.
ball era. Yeah,
Let's just say there's 24 perfect games in the history of Major League Baseball. Only 12 pitchers have done what Joe Ryan, or 11 other pitchers have done what Joe Ryan did yesterday. So which is more historic? Throwing a perfect game or giving up 6 home runs as Joe did yesterday. It was ugly. I think the grander conversation, I mean, I mentioned it. I was at a game 3 years ago when Joe had a complete game shutout, and then the next game he started against your Braves, he threw 5 homers in the first 2 innings. So the 5 times that Twins pitchers have allowed 5 or more home runs in Twins history, 3 of them are Joe Ryan. But he's our best pitcher, and the average has been good. I mean, he threw an inning in the freaking All-Star game a week ago. So, but it was ugly yesterday, and then the ugliness kind of compounds or is exacerbated by the yearly conversation around, are they buyers or are they sellers? And into the break, there's optimism. They had won, I believe it's 8 out of 9 series into the pause, and then they roll out, they lose 3 of 4. I mean, that's a gut punch. So, but 3 more against Cleveland before you head to Tampa and Cincinnati. So 9 games to decide how you're going to handle this thing. And, you know, I'll quote Bonus on this, chatting with John Bonus off air. It's just, if given the, you know, all things are the same, right? Because technically you could get a Walker Jenkins in the mix. You could kind of start to gear down and the green line from St. Paul to Minneapolis, running hot and heavy, and give guys opportunities. But if given the chance, you always, and I agree with Bonus on this, you always want to see your favorite team making that push. So hopefully there's some good things headed their way between the trade deadline and you can find your way back into the wild card mix. And, well, we can start with this. Please, will the Boston Red Sox start losing? That would be a major help to that conversation. You got one more before we pause?
I'm going to combine 2 into 1 here.
Number 2.
Both basketball talkers on the women's side, the Lynx, they beat the Seattle Storm 105-102 last night. The story, Olivia Miles, 32 points in 36 minutes. She was unbelievable, 13 for 24 from the field. Just MVP level performances. So the Lynx now 21-6. They're flying. And on the men's side of things, the Timberwolves article about LeBron on ESPN. Shocker. Sources told ESPN the teams that have continued their pursuit for LeBron are Golden State Warriors, Cleveland Cavs, Philadelphia 76ers, and the Miami Heat. That is in this article that came out today about LeBron.
Where's our
sources told
Where's
ESPN.
our team? Where's our team? Uh-oh. Might be over.
Might be over.
All
so
right,
there you go.
well,
so,
it seems, I guess, the question is answered. PA running a shirtless 40 may be more likely than LeBron going to Minnesota. Or Kyle and Asanti on the text line. How about instead of running a shirtless 40, he chugged a 40 shirtless? That also seems more likely. That's in Olivia Miles. You know, she deserves a longer conversation than we have. Pete Bursich right around the corner, but we can maybe get back to this because it'll be all talkbacks after PDB. But the what she's doing, and it's not tongue in cheek when you look at, could Olivia Miles be having the greatest rookie season in WNBA history? She's third in MVP odds. Candace Parker was Rookie of the Year and a league MVP in 2008. Only time it's happened. Olivia Miles, third in MVP voting. You look at Caitlin Clark, all the great things that Caitlin did her first season continues. She dropped like 45-11 on somebody like a week ago or something. Like, she continues to fly high, certainly. But Caitlin Clark's rookie season, other than dimes, And then, of course, all those triples, because she shot 9 a game, made 33-ish, 34%. Olivia Miles doesn't shoot as many threes. She doesn't have as many assists. But the weight on her shoulders, as you talk about these links who have won 6 in a row, I don't think it's completely out of bounds to speak of Olivia Miles as potentially having one of the better, if not best, rookie seasons in the history of the W. Yes, Brett?
I just texted Johnny Athletic, and I said, I'm on with Nordo. Is it over for LeBron?
Oh, don't
no,
do this.
No, I think that validates that I could say his response on the air. I gave him the warning. He said, not over, but probably on life support.
No! Okay.
So, it's not over.
Like vegetative state, DNR.
Chronic waste disease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Power of attorney type stuff? Or just, like, 20-year coma, wake up, the world has changed, but your kids are grown, and it's a loving coming-of-age story? Okay.
Might have to pull the plug at some point.
Well,
so now we got to think, is Harrison Barnes still on the market?
I can't pull the plug, and I'm not going to do that. Let's talk to Bursic around the corner and then continue Talker Tuesday with your talkbacks and text messages next here 9 to noon.
It's Eric Nordquist in for Paul Allen on The Fan.
From the 1-800 Ask Gary Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by the 3